Is this scooter one of the best deals out in 2026? With dual motors, 2800 watt peak for only $699? That is insane. Big shout out goes out to Ausom for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their electric scooters. This is the K20 Pro model. In this review, I'm gonna go over everything there is to know about this electric scooter. But first, let's get started with the specs. So this is the Ausom K20 Pro electric scooter. It features dual 1400 watt peak hub motors, one in the front and one in the rear for a combined total of 2800 watts. That is crazy. This is coupled with a 48 volts 18 amp hour battery. Ausom claims that this should give you a range of up to 56 miles depending on riding mode and riding conditions, of course. We have 10 inch by 2.75 inch all-terrain tires, coupled with mechanical brakes front and rear with 140 millimeter rotors as well as electronic ABS. This scooter also has a front suspension fork as well as an adjustable rear shock for a smooth, comfortable ride. A fairly large deck that's about 20 inches long by 7.5 inches wide, as well as a footrest. And the scooter can fold, of course, using this very sturdy folding mechanism. Up in the front we have a quad LED headlight that's decently bright, as well as turn signals on both sides of the handlebars. In the rear we have a tail light as well as a brake light. And the scooter features LED strips on both sides of the deck. The total weight of this scooter is 66.1 pounds with the max load capacity of 287 pounds, and it is IP54 rated. And up on the handlebars we have our front brake, our trigger throttle, and our on, off, and mode selection buttons. In the center we have a color display, and on the left side we have our rear brake, our dual motor single motor button selector, our turn signals, and a horn. And that's pretty much it for the specs. Now, as far as the price, this current model goes for $699, which is absolutely insane, but I will have a discount code for you guys on top of that. That'll be in the description down below along with a link if you're interested in this model. Now, $699 for a dual motor scooter with this much power almost sounds too good to be true. I can't wait to test the top speed, so let's jump straight into that. Now, before I jump into the speed test, I do want to show you the starting procedure on the scooter. It's pretty simple. Now, since I'm not standing on the scooter, the handlebar might be a little bit higher in the shot. Hopefully you guys can see it, but essentially we have a power button over here. You hit that for a few seconds and then the screen will turn on asking either for a password or an NFC card. This scooter does come with 2 NFC cards. You just put that up to the screen and the scooter will turn on. Now, this scooter has 3 speed modes and you access them by hitting this plus or minus button. So we have Eco, Sport, and Race, but we also have this button over here which switches between rear motor only or dual motor, and then we also have 3 speed modes. So essentially we have 6 different riding modes on the scooter. That's pretty nice. For our speed test, I'm going to be in race mode using both motors. So I got my GPS app open in my pocket and let's see how fast this thing can go. Okay, this is kind of like a kick scooter, so you do have to give it a little kick before you get going. Now, I'm pretty sure you are able to disable that using the app, but takeoff is pretty insane in dual motor mode. Plenty of torque. That front tire was skidding and we are getting up to speed. Now, this scooter is supposed to hit 36 miles per hour, but I'll be honest with you, if I can get anywhere over 30, I'd consider it a successful speed test. I'm just gonna tuck in for a moment. Please excuse the camera angle. Trying to maximize my speed, and all right. This should have been enough time for my GPS app to register the speed. Let's check our results. Oh man, look at that, right on the money. 36 miles per hour exactly. That is crazy. So 36 miles an hour, literally exactly on the money, and that is exactly what they advertise, and that's with my weight on it, 150 pounds. So perhaps someone lighter might even be able to get a faster top speed, but regardless, that is excellent. I consider this a very successful speed test. Now, before I talk about the riding experience, I do want to talk about Ausom for a moment. I did work with Ausom in the past, and I actually really like their products. They have some pretty high quality stuff. Now, as far as the riding experience, I'll be honest with you, this does not feel like a $700 scooter. This to me feels like a $1,500 scooter at least. Everything on here feels high quality and very stable, very solid. I like the center of gravity on this scooter, and it's got pretty good agility as well. It's fairly agile. Now, when I did the speed test, no speed wobble, everything was pretty good, so I really like that. As far as the brakes go, we have mechanical disc brakes, 140 millimeter rotor. I'm working my way up to about 20 miles an hour. Hitting the brake in 3, 2, go. Oh man, that was amazing. So we're looking at an estimated stopping distance of about 12 to 15 feet or so from about 20 miles an hour, and the brakes performed a lot better than I anticipated. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the biggest fan of mechanical brakes, but they performed really well. Now, aside from the brakes, we also have electronic ABS or regen, which kicked in, and I can definitely feel it, but it's like the perfect amount. Overall, so far, a really fun riding experience. So this is our suspension over here. Hopefully that comes across on camera. We have that front suspension, and in the rear I can kind of feel that shock as well. It's a little bit too stiff, but it is adjustable. You can make it a little bit softer if you wanted to. Let's see how it does over a speed bump over here. Okay, pretty decent actually. Now let's see if this thing likes a little curb hop over here. Oh yeah, so the suspension is stiff, but handled the little curb hop with no issue at all, and actually stayed fairly quiet. This thing is fairly good for what it is. Now, I don't expect any crazy performance out of this suspension, but as far as commuting and road riding and little bumps like that on the road, it should be perfect for that. Overall, very good. So I'm 5'8", 150 pounds, and this is what I look like on the scooter. The standing position and the height of the handlebars is like perfect for me. It is not adjustable, so the size it is the size you get. But as far as the deck goes, got plenty of room over here. I can switch stances if I wanted to, and we also have this little footrest in the back where you can kind of use it and change stances, get low if you wanted to. Pretty decent. I do want to show you the deck real quick. So this is our deck over here, and I'll be completely honest with you, when I first got this and I unboxed it, I was kind of skeptical. Initially I thought, man, it's made out of plastic and it's a little bit too smooth, too slick. I'm not sure how it's gonna do. I've never had a scooter like this, but I'll be honest with you, after riding it for a little bit and during this review, this actually has more grip than I initially thought, so that's a good thing. And then we have this kick rest area in the back. It is made out of like very strong plastic, just so you guys know, but overall pretty decent size and fit on this thing. Like I mentioned in our speed test, we do have 3 different speed modes as well as single motor, dual motor, so 6 different speed modes total. Now you can use single motor, mode 1, eco, and conserve battery, or you can go race, dual motor, and fly to the moon. Now I do want to show you this throttle curve on here. I'm in dual motor mode, speed mode, race, or fastest speed mode, and look, I can barely touch the throttle, and this thing is like crawling is what I'm trying to show you. It's not like 0 to 100. And then when you need that power, look at that front wheel skidding. This thing gets up and goes and gets up to speed fairly quick. This thing is pretty fun for $700 too. Absolutely crazy. Now we do have this trigger throttle over here, which I'll be honest with you, personally I'm not the biggest fan of, so that'll be something that I'll put with my dislikes. Now some people like it, so it could be perfect for you. I personally don't like it. It kind of gives me like finger fatigue, if you will. I would much rather have like a half twist throttle on something like this, or a thumb throttle. Other than that, the tune on this scooter is amazing. Now it's time for our hill climb test, and I'm going to be in dual motor mode, race mode, which is the fastest speed mode. I got no doubts in my mind this thing will just eat up this hill with no issue at all. Now I say this in every review, this hill is deceiving. The GoPro never does it justice. It's much steeper than what it looks. And let's see, we are gonna drop our speed a little bit. The scooter dropped to 28 miles an hour. That is expected, but it was climbing this thing with no problem, and did not show any signs of struggle. That is good. So if you live in an area with hills, or hills are a part of your commute, you now have a general idea of what this thing is capable of. It's gonna handle most hills you throw at it. It's pretty powerful. Now, I consider this a very, very good and affordable commuter, but it is capable of doing some off-road. Check this out. Oh my god, that front wheel is just flying all over the place. Now, these tires are kind of like all-terrain. They are bumpier than most all-terrain tires I've encountered on scooters, so they should handle this section pretty well. But I do think that I pumped them a little bit too much, so they might kind of like wash out on me. I'm afraid of that, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna take it a little bit easier than normal. I don't want that front washing out on me. I'm not trying to eat it. Now, this section where I was just at, the park, was pretty flat, pretty easygoing. This is a little bit more demanding. It's like beach style sand. And we have this hill climb over here. I am gonna switch back to dual motor mode. I will need it. Oh yeah, in dual motor mode, this thing is just a little monster. It climbs anything, crazy. And as far as power, I mean, look at that, it's just crazy. Let's see how it does downhill over here. Okay, woo, not bad. Almost washed out on me. Might have to go back to single motor mode. Yeah, I think I just have way too much air pressure in my tire for off-roading. If I bring it down a little bit, I'll get a lot more grip out here. Going back to dual motor mode. Oh crap, it is so crazy. If you've never experienced that before, dual motor mode on a scooter, it is such a crazy feeling. It's unexplainable. It's crazy. If you do plan on buying this for some off-roading, it's definitely capable. I would suggest lowering the tire pressure before you do go off-roading. But for 700 bucks, this is a great off-roader and an amazing commuter, and definitely passed my off-road test. So, what do I think about the Ausom K20 Pro electric scooter? Let's do things I like, things I don't like, and is this thing good value for money or not? I'll start with things I like, and there are many. I'll try to be quick. I like the way this thing looks. I like the fact that it can fold for easy storage and stuff like that. I love the dual motor system. If you've never experienced an electric scooter with dual motors, man, it's a crazy feeling. I can't even explain it. You have to try. Even for a test ride, you have to do it. I like the power of those motors as well. Very nice. I like the fact that I was able to hit the advertised top speed. Guys, 36 miles an hour on a scooter like this feels like you're flying. So I like that a lot. Another feature I personally like is having the turn signals right here on the handlebars. That's pretty nice. Most scooters, not all of them, but most, kind of put it down there where the brake light is. And technically, if you think about it, someone in their car, driving their car, and you're in a scooter in front of them, they're going to have a hard time seeing that down there. They're going to have much easier time seeing the turn signals up here, so I like that as well. And I really like the price of the scooter, and I'll talk about that in a second. Now let's do things I don't like, and throughout the review I tried thinking about stuff just so I'm honest with you guys. In this case, there are two, one of which I already spoke about, and this trigger kind of throttle over here. Again, it could be perfect for you. It's just a personal opinion. I'm not the biggest fan of trigger throttles, so I'll throw that with my dislikes just to say that I dislike something. The second thing are the brakes. I think that a scooter like this should have hydraulic brakes. Now, I will say that they did perform well, and they're also adjustable, so you can actually make them give more bite and be even stronger. So I'm not gonna totally bash on them. They did perform well, and again, I'm looking at the price of this thing and it kind of makes sense, so I can't fully hate on it. But if this thing had hydraulic brakes, man, what a game changer. But again, I'm just going to add it to my dislikes just to say that I dislike something, just so I'm honest with you guys. Other than those two things, the trigger and the brakes, this thing is like perfect. And that brings me to the final question. Is this thing good value for money or not? Guys, $6.99 for everything that you're getting here. That's without my discount code. That is amazing value for money already. Add my discount code on top of that and it becomes insane value for money for everything that you're getting here. Dual motors and the speed and the back, everything, total package for that price is absolutely insane. I don't even know how Ausom is able to do this, but I'm happy for it. Now, I'm pretty sure I was able to go over everything there is to know about the Ausom K20 Pro electric scooter. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.